swear ever since I painted this, it's giving me the worst look.
Now I'm thinking to myself, this town is haunted because it's built over an ancient burial ground. Every single day now I look. I was looking at 6 a.m.
Morning, guys. I gotta feed the birds now. Oh, actually there's a lot of food. It's snowing and it is a few days before Halloween. I want to tell you one thing. I'm not celebrating Halloween. Also, I want to show you that is a new garage door opener because it broke. And yeah.
Who complained about the demons?
So you guys, I love Christian rap. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. To be straight up honest with you, the things I'm about to tell you or about to say are not fabricated, so they're pretty personal, and I just wanted to make a video to basically tell you where I've been. We're currently in Mercury retrograde. It is October 27th, and it is the final retrograde of 2020. It's also during Halloween time, so I wish whatever I was feeling was a dream, but it wasn't, because I was legit having daymares. I mean, it was dark. It was 6 a.m. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? After a while, after all these series of unfortunate events that I'm about to tell you, I was starting to like see just weird objects. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that I am an artist. My name is Victoria Blends. I do pretty much everything and anything. And so what I did this time, I haven't painted in a while, let me tell you that. I just wanted to do something just spooky and fun, but like real, like something for Halloween for my channel. Like I just wanted to post every week, and so I wasn't posting because of this. And this it's just something that I plan to do because in most of my videos I was talking about like being haunted, and even though like I was just like kind of just like teasing and stuff, like being like haunted is like, it's not like anything to make fun of. Like I'm being straight up, because if you believe in like paranormal activity, if you believe in just like unrealistic stuff that like does not even make sense, like shouldn't make sense to you, then this video is definitely something that is for you. You clicked on the right video. I just want to start from the beginning. My mom had me at a very, very young age. She was like 19, 20 years old. So she was really young, and she had a daughter, and she would like to do fun things. And so I remember being like 3 or 4 years old, and her like wanting to take me into like a haunted house, and just you know, just things like her being young and like getting her tarot card read, and just like me probably being in like 3rd grade, so I was like what, 8, 9 years old or something. Like just weird things have always happened to me all my life, but the weirdest, the wackiest, the most weirdest feeling ever that would actually like put mental strain on me as a person, like, was living in Riverside, Illinois. And I know I've mentioned before that I've lived over there in my own apartment. Currently my mom still lives in that town, so you know, there was just things that were happening to me weeks leading up to me moving into my own place in the same town. So I was like staying with her, and like things were just like weird, and I was like, what the heck? Okay. But I didn't think that like whatever was part of that town was like really like putting people in like a certain like funk, or just like making real life humans like double guess things. But man, I don't know. So back in September, like I planned to do like this little paranormal series where, you know, I'm not sitting and talking to you guys on a camera. I'm just sitting talking to you guys on a camera while I'm painting. And this is what I did. I started to talk about my entire 2 years of living in that town. Okay, so I have them in my pocket now because they were just like all over the place. They were like just on this plate that I used, and it's like 2-3 sheets of notes, basically, of little key points of like, okay, what happened before I moved in? Well, you know, I'm not even gonna mention it because I already spoke about all that crazy stuff in a video while I was creating the skull. And I just think like skulls are really cool, you know, like they're super in for Halloween, and I love anatomy so much. Like I love human biology, and so like I love to draw bones. I really do. I love to study like natural looking bones. I'm not talking about like bleached or blanched or whatever, you know, bones that have been cleansed. Like I like to study like ones that are natural. So that's what I'm used to doing. Like I've studied and dissected like a lot of cadavers. I want to say like probably 5 cadavers. And so painting natural or just, you know, stuff that looks real is just have always been an interest to me. But I didn't mean to make this skeleton's eyes look like mummy eyes, like as if that they're, I don't know, just the occipital, just the skin right there just looks like it's sunken in, and it looks like it's gonna open its eyes. Flip it. So I want to show you what the wood piece looked like before I started painting. And I did all this in the other video of me just talking forever. Like you would just think that it's just all trees. Like if you look, it just looks like all trees. But if you get past a certain amount, it's just this whole huge open space. It's really crazy. And just focusing on painting, or drawing, because I didn't even paint that on video. And it took 2 hours because I was just talking, and then I would stop talking and I would concentrate on like me not going outside the lines, or me, because I sketched it and then I think I shaded it. I don't even remember because it literally was October 10th. It's October 27th. This is where I've been. I've been hiding. I've been just being under this cloud. Literally, it's snowing. So that's why I just decided to talk about it again, because this is literally the 5th time I'm doing this video. I'm not kidding you. I know I don't need to tell you that, but other times it's like something happened to my camera, something happened to like the battery, like I was in a quiet spot and then I wasn't even finished story time with you, and I couldn't finish story time with you, okay, basically. And then so just I was saying like dates wrong because I just want to tell you like everything correct. And so basically October 9th is when I decided that I wanted to do this, okay? I had a special date in mind. I didn't want to do this before Columbus Day, which also that they switched over to Indigenous Peoples Day, okay? Because the whole thing with Riverside is that, you know, I don't even want to talk about it in this video because this isn't what this video is about, and I don't even want to mention it because I already mentioned it in the other video, and you could see like me just kind of like looking behind me, and I could just feel something like really just like uneasy when I was talking while I was painting or drawing this. And so I don't want to mention anything, okay? And like I don't even know. Oh my god, that's why. Maybe I just realized something. I'm gonna mention it. I like skulls, I like bones, I like anatomy, right? I don't know why I chose to draw a skull. Like, why wouldn't I just draw like I don't even, a bat or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did it have to be a skull? Like, I was like, no, I want it to be like, why? And now I'm thinking to myself, this town is haunted because it's built over an ancient burial ground. Like, they have been digging up bones since the 90s. Like, these archaeologists go to this town, and like, now that I think about it, this like specific area is like always under construction. Like, they're always like trying to fix either like the river or like make sure the river doesn't overflow, which it does anyway. It always floods. But then like in that specific area, like that address that they put, it's not a specific address, it's just like a street or whatever, they've found skeleton bones, and I wanted to draw a skeleton so bad. That is so bad. Like, I need to burn this. Like, I need to get rid of it, because that's another good thing too, is like I didn't use the wood carving or wood burning tool. I was gonna buy like this solder gun for wood burning, and I was just gonna be like, oh, that would be so cool, like I could go into so much detail. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't even know how to like use that tool yet. Like, maybe if I practice and stuff on this one with something completely different and like learn how to shade with the wood burning tool, I think that would have been dope. So thank goodness I didn't even like try to get into it. I was like, no, maybe I'll just paint it, because like my grandfather's been painting on his wood work or whatever. So yeah, I think that would be cool. Let me just paint on camera and do my story time and talk about it. I think that would be so cool. I think that would be a really dope Halloween video for my channel. Little did I know that it was literally gonna take me all month to figure it out, to like get enough strength to not even cry about it. So I really hope in this video I don't even shed a freaking tear, because I'm so mad about it already. And that's another thing too, that I don't let whatever weird feeling or weird vibe that I've gotten all my freaking life, like literally, like I've grown to be so mad at the fact that it thinks that it could bother me. Like, do you know how much stuff I got going on, and do you really, like, you're still bothering me? Like, there's so many other people, like, bother somebody else that deserves it. Like, I don't deserve it. Like, even though like maybe it like I bottle up every emotion inside, whatever bothers or tries to bother me, like I want to get rid of it. Like, I'm trying to burn this, and I'm glad I painted it and I didn't burn it, so that way I can burn it and it's not already burnt. Does that make sense? If you believe in trying to get rid of whatever weird spiritual, paranormal, negative energy type thing, please leave a comment, please like this, please do something. I just wanted to get this video out here because like I haven't done anything. I haven't even wanted to do my nails. I've done my nails plentiful times. Like, I've done them twice. I repainted them twice. I had a manicure, and then, well, I did my manicure, and then I painted over the manicure because I was like, oh my god, it's shipping again. No, I want to come like pretty to this video, like I want to come off like I don't know, like super glam. So I did my makeup glam one time. For the second time, I was gonna wear this like really nice lace black dress, and this it's not a shawl, it's like a cloak my mom made me for like a Halloween masquerade ball, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and I never wore it. And so I really wanted to wear that because it's like a costume and it looks so dope, and like I wanted to have somewhere to wear it, and that didn't work out. All these situations, and so now I'm just coming to you as real as can be. I'm waiting until the end of Mercury retrograde to do anything super glam and spectacular to myself. November 3rd, that's the end of the Mercury retrograde supposedly, so I'm already gonna be ready. I'm gonna get some, no, I have a lot of nail polish. Anyways, I'm going off track with this. So if you don't know about Mercury retrograde, it happens for like 2-3 weeks, 3 times a year. It's where the planet Mercury reverses and it spins us out of whack. So a lot of people won't even notice it. A lot of people will notice it, and then they'll blame Mercury retrograde. So I found it on like the Farmer's Almanac. So it's been around for like a very long time, and yeah, if people rely on that for like crops, like there's certain holidays, every single day is like a different theme, or like it's national whatever day, it's National French Fry Day, it's National Plant a Seed Day or something like that. So they all love looking at the almanac. So if you're interested in Mercury retrograde, just like look it up and then look at, you know, the almanac too. Okay, you just get like in this really bad funk and you're just like, oh, kind of like mopey and like don't want to do anything, but you should not do anything. Like you need to stay motivated and continue to do things. So I still stayed motivated. I just like try to just like be chill and like not negative, and just, you know, be very cautious around me, and like, wow, like that happened. So let's just basically get into everything that happened. All right, you guys, so October 9th, it was a Friday, I went to Hobby Lobby, and that's when it basically all started. That's when I planned to get all my supplies. So I'm gonna show you what the wood looked like before. So this, I already got this primed basically. So I picked out a set of 10 colors, right? And basically when I pick out paint, you know, I usually like to go by an even number because that's how I'm going to pay. I know I didn't choose 8 paints. I know I chose 10 paints. So there was like this weirdo lady, okay, so you know, like when you're driving and you look at a bus stop and you just see like a really weird person and you get the vibe that it's a really weird person, and it's like jittery and talking to themselves and like just pacing back and forth. This is like this jittery woman's vibe, okay? Like she just came off just so weird and negative. So then she like kind of just like looked in the aisle and then like she steered away. Okay, that was dope. Okay, thanks. I'm still looking for my paints, you know. So I get all my paints together. This is the theme that I did, like decaying, rotting bone, okay, colors. And so basically I chose my 10 colors and I put them in my cart. And then so I could just feel her like go in like maybe twice or whatever behind me, and like she left. And then I was just like, okay, whatever. I don't ever really like to take my cart in the aisle because I'm never in an aisle for a long time. And plus the paint was already, as soon as you go in the aisle, it's like right there. So my cart was outside, so I could just grab my paints, have them like that or whatever, and like put them in my cart. And I had other stuff in my cart too. So she probably looked at me like, oh, she dresses dope, whatever, you know, like they got a lot of stuff in their cart. I'm in and out this aisle. I'm out of it. Not me, it was like the lady. Okay, so then like I go down, like I was like, what is this lady chick on? Okay, so like I go down a little bit, and that's when I see like the wood carving stuff that I said that I didn't even buy. So I was there for a little bit, but then like I kept like having to wait because this lady was just in and out of the aisle. And so I guess like she was paying attention to me. So like when I like was like reading how to use the, you know, the wood carving gun or the tool, the pen, I don't know, I just like seen her at my cart, like by my cart, like maybe like twice or whatever. And like, I kid you not, I think she took like a paint out of my cart. Like, it was just like the weirdest vibe, like the weirdest feeling. Like, she was just so weird, and like she hovered my cart like twice, but I just don't think anything of it. Like, I never had that situation before where somebody took something out of my cart. Like, have you ever had that situation before? That is so weird. So like, I never even was like, is she gonna steal something out of my cart? You know, I never wanted to do that. I don't know. So anyways, I get home and I only have 9 paints. That's so weird to me. Anyways, that's when it started. Okay, so then I set up for everything and do what I gotta do, and with my camera, with my backdrop, and I'm drawing. I probably figured out what I wanted to draw on Pinterest, and I'll post it right here. So I got this like natural bone looking picture from Pinterest, and I cropped it out, and then I basically diffused the edges. So when I'm looking at it and I'm looking at my plain wood board, like my eye is just on the aesthetic of my photo that I wanted, that I zoomed in, cropped it, edited, and basically diffused whatever skull that was edging out. So yeah, I use that photo. Also, I want to explain, because I just put chapstick on. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but the stuff that I'm going to start talking about, I heard that and also experienced something in that apartment. Very strong-minded people, like when they're alive, it's like such big energy. Like, do you really think that like someone who's super rich and super powerful, who has like way more to accomplish, like, do you really think like they're gonna go away? Like, do you know that we are made of energy? Like, our heart, I do it like that, so I'm in the shape. When our heart pumps, there's 2 nerves that give off like this super electric vibe. So when they touch, when our heart pumps, we get like a zap. So that's why like they use those tools on us. Oh, clear. So like, I was also watching the movie Casper, and remember like he goes through the electrical wires and into the freaking TV to turn it on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff. So anyways, like, I know like special spirits, like a lot of people like believe that a lot of spirits are in birds, and like you live in the afterlife of like being an animal now. That's why I'm like, I'm not I guess, like, that's why I'm nice and feed the squirrels. Is that true? No, I never thought of that. So anyways, so then like I heard that like spiritual spirits, energy and spirits can attach themselves to things that they might like. So they might like your hair, they might like, you know, like your shiny nails, if your nails are, you know, I don't know, I really don't. Basically, I feel like because I was talking and creating, and it was just like an attraction, you know, thing, because I love to watch people create art. Like, I love watching people paint and just create lines and doing line work and stuff. So maybe like it was an attraction thing like that, like, I don't know. But this is why like I just gave up on being like glam for the cam, because I didn't want, like, I wanted to be like grunge, like, what? Yeah, you can't attach yourself to me. So yeah, anyways, I have like no jewelry on. Hide that jewelry. Oh my goodness. So yeah, back to what happened after I started creating. So I left off at me setting up, and then it became 12:11. I kid you not. I looked at I was like, oh crap, I'm starting at 12:11. Okay, what time is it? What time am I all done setting up? 12:11. Okay, whatever. Basically, I had already drawn with pencil like everything that I looked at, even shaded with pencil and stuff, what I was gonna paint and what I was gonna shade. The color was like this. You can barely see it. So it's like this creamy color. I didn't want to go over my pencil sketches, so talking for 2 hours while trying to focus, while not going over these pencil lines was like really hard. Not to mention, I always felt like something was behind me when I was talking. I just felt like really uneasy, really uncomfortable, okay? Oh my goodness. And then so I felt like I had to restart the camera a few times, and I was like, well, that's way too many times. Like, I already know when my camera stops and I have to re-record, it's at like the 24-minute mark. So I was like, oh my god, I did it like 2, 3, 4 times already. Like, crap, what time is it? All I did was do the white overlay, and I just did the base layer like a few weeks ago. And I tried to forget so bad because like I felt uneasy. Like, it just felt like heavy in the room, okay? This whole story, 2 pages worth of all the unfortunate events, all the series of events from the time I moved in to my mom's, and that thing that happened like right before I was about to move. I mean, there's been like a lot of stuff that's crazy that's happened to me, you know, over the years with my mom. But like I said, specifically Riverside is creepy. They have no freaking, they do have street lamps, but it's like the moon, I kid you not, a full moon is so much more brighter than their street lamps. Like, you can't even see anything, and all the roads like go every which way. It's called the town in the forest. So yeah, anyways, so basically I stopped painting October 10th. So then it was Saturday because I went Friday night late to Hobby Lobby and then set up and started at midnight. So it was midnight October 10th. That is my uncle's birthday, my uncle Bob. So yeah, basically I stopped painting. It was 2:11. Literally, I was like, what the heck, that's weird. It was like exactly 2 hours on the dot, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not painting until 3 in the morning. I know what happens at 3 in the morning. I watch these YouTube videos. Like, what happens at 3 a.m.? Don't answer the phone at 3 a.m. Don't answer the door at 3 a.m. Don't drive anywhere at 3 a.m. Well, what happens at 6 a.m.? I feel like, are you a number person? Like, do you look at the clock and it's always like 11:11? Is it always 4:44? Like, what time is it always for you? Like, did you ever like Google, oh, what does seeing this number mean all the time? Or like, what does seeing this time mean all the time? Like, what? Anyways, it's like your angel is trying to tell you something. Your guardian angel is trying to tell you something, because you can't just see an angel, right? Like, I mean, angels come in all different forms and different shapes and different sizes. They can come in human form. You have, as a human, you have a guardian angel. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like, oh, like that baby was stuck under the bookshelf and like its twin baby came to the rescue and lifted the bookshelf off and like it was saved? Like, the most craziest stuff, like people surviving. I seen this video on YouTube of the pipe literally went through, or this metal or wood stick literally went through this Mercedes-Benz and landed in this guy's lap with glass everywhere. All he had was a little tiny scratch on his thumb. So crazy, so crazy. So that is your guardian angel speaking to you. So, you know, pay attention. Also, I like to listen to worship radio. If wherever you live right now you have a worship station, like they have Christian rap, any of this music, it's like, it's so relaxing. Like, if you are driving and there is just like so much road rage and like you can't control, like feeling overwhelmed with like people just like being so rude on the road, like, yeah, like take control and like do the speed limit or speed up, you know, go at the same pace as other people. Sometimes like listening to calm, dope music that is very motivating is motivating. And sometimes I blast it. I'm not kidding you. Raise it up to the heavens. And it just feels like it flutters my heart. It gives me butterflies. It gets me very emotional because I know that I have a guardian angel, but just knowing that I spoke about this unrestful town that I lived in. I said I wasn't gonna get emotional. Yeah, that town like really did like super detrimental freaking brain damage. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you all the bad things that happened to me after I painted this. Basically, my grandma invited like just the adults over for dinner. And so my mom was working, and so was my other uncle. And then so it was just my grandmother, my great uncle, and my Uncle Bob at the picnic table. Saturday, after I finished painting it, my BoxyCharm box came. And I had been, you know, watching BoxyCharm boxes, unboxing videos for like the whole week, and I was just like waiting for my October box, which would have been like my second box, but unfortunately I canceled the subscription because I don't like playing games with companies like that, especially like there's a no return policy, and like there's just so much stuff with that company. Like, you know, if it was like reasonable and people like all the videos that I wasn't watching, like if they didn't touch everyone's palette, like we probably wouldn't have a problem, like straight up. So that was like another thing. They touched my palette, and then so like I was like, ew, what the heck? Personally, I don't know what happened on Sunday. I was just like so mad that my palette was touched, and it was only my second time subscribing, or like having my second box basically. I was like, what the heck? Oh, girl, what's going on? Oh, guess what? Ladies, I painted the disgusting person who is touching our boxes, and just know karma is gonna get served. It really is, because I'm gonna burn that. So if you have any skin creepy crawliness, or you know, scratchiness, or any burns or anything, don't be blaming me, honey. Blame yourself for touching our palettes, straight up, because that's disgusting. Anyways, okay, so I was just so mad on Sunday, so I was like just very heated at that. Sometimes I just don't like let those things get to me, but honestly, oh my God, I was so mad for everyone whose palette got touched. I don't know, like maybe being furious, or like maybe being so mad, like things started to just build up more and more. Sunday I just probably like moped around and watched like these really awful, grotesque feeling, emotional shows on Hulu. I mean, if people have found the show, they found the show. I don't want to like support it, because the very first episode is just like really crazy. So if you know what show I'm talking about, you can leave the show's name down below, but I'm not gonna say it because the first episode like really like turned my stomach. I thought it was gonna be like some alien thing, like, okay, basically like the first one, I'm not gonna say anything else besides like their body changers, and like I can watch like really just odd stuff because, you know, it's just, I'm an artist, and like those things, like I don't know, it just it opens my mind, and I just can create stuff, you know, like this. And yeah, look at the eyes, oh my God. Yeah, I have the Shudder app, so it's a movie app, and like there's like a lot of grotesque movies on there and stuff, and so it's a horror movie app. And then so yeah, anyways, so I was watching the show on like Sunday, and I was like, I don't know, I was just already in a bad mood, and like seeing the show and like what the people were doing to like kids and stuff, it like makes me so mad. The show really got to me mentally, and then so like I was only like thinking more bad. And then on Monday, my grandmother said, because I already had to like help my grandfather with some credit card fraud, like they kept stealing his stuff, and like it just was really, it has been a really bad year for my grandfather, let's just say that, okay? Something bad happened to him too, like hold on, I'm getting to it. So Monday, my grandmother goes, do you believe I'm getting credit card fraud now? It's being purchased from an online American Eagle Outfitters. Okay, so boom, I got like specifically where the thing was charged, like basically what state and stuff. So I called that specific outlet, and I was like, yo, check it, this is what happens, right? He's like, you're correct, like people will buy online, and then we ship from this specific factory. He was so cool with me because I said that I take care of my grandma and we are not playing any games. And this whole entire year they've been dealing with credit card fraud, and for now them to jump on my grandma's stuff and like try to take from her, it's not right. Can you give me the information, the address of where the items are being sent to, like where's it being delivered? Like he gave me every little last detail. And then so she wants to also like do something to her bank, because now she has a bank statement saying that, oh, we actually have you on camera using the credit card. She's like, what? You can't have me on camera because it's an online store and I don't even live where it's being shipped. You can look at all my bank statements. I've been in my state in quarantine. Like that doesn't make any sense. So Monday was like so hectic for me too, because I had to deal with her stuff. So $180. Okay, so I took care of it. I cannot believe they actually gave me the address of where the stuff was being like sent to. Like that is so freaking crazy to me. Like I don't know. Like and then we're like, oh, let me touch it before we send it out. Or kick it out, because I seen this one girl's box super smashed. I was like, oh my gosh, if I were to get my stuff like that. So Tuesday my uncle calls so mad. My Uncle Bob, the birthday guy, right? He calls so mad. He's like, do you know what he did to my car? And my grandma's like, what are you talking about? So my uncle blamed my grandfather for my uncle's car messing up. So like I guess my uncle had like some problems with his like, what is a Pontiac Firebird or whatever. He already had like a little bit of car issues and stuff, and he wasn't having them. And then so since he wasn't having them, he wasn't mentioning it. So I guess on that Saturday I was in my little work painting station in the garage, and so even when I was painting, they were like, oh, she's doing a good job. Oh wow, yeah, you know, wow. So when I finished painting it, let me go back to Saturday and the birthday party. My uncle's like, you didn't paint that. I was like, what are you talking about? You were sitting right there. Like you came in and I was like barely even like, you know, whatever, messing with it, layering it, shading it, doing all this stuff to it. And then he's like, I still don't believe you did that. And I was like, what the heck? Okay, fine, whatever. And then my grandfather paints on wood, right? He does like the birds and stuff. I was like, look, Grandpa. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. So I don't know if he was like salty or what, because he fell. Wednesday, he fell. I come in and my grandfather is on the floor in between the office and the kitchen, right? Half his body, and my grandmother is pulling him by both his arms. So I'm coming, come up the bottom step, the back step or whatever. I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh. He was so like sad. It was so scary to see him on the floor the second time this year, because after the first time he fell was like in March. He didn't come home for like 8 weeks. He was stuck in a nursing home during COVID, during shutdown. We didn't think that we were gonna get him back, like straight up. He had the worst nurse ever. They even laid her off. So yeah, when I just seen that, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I don't know what to do. Let me go get my boyfriend. Maybe he can help, because last time he fell, the paramedics taught us how to pick up an elderly person that has like a lot of like sensitive things going on, and like you just don't want to hug them, bear hug them and pick them up because they're so brittle. But the only reason why he freaking fell is because the office chair slid from under him. That has never happened. Never. Ever. It happened probably one time literally 15 years ago. It was probably when they first got the chair, but other than that, nobody has ever had that problem with the chair. And he has like this big gash in his elbow. That happened after the day my uncle called yelling at my grandma about my grandfather, and then saying that my grandma better take him to work, and you know, if she could do him the favor of picking him up from work and then taking him, like it's like a 45-minute drive. She would just have to pick him up from work, take him 45 minutes away, and then in the morning pick him up from home and then take him to work. He never called back and say, oh, you know what, this is gonna happen. His daughter, she took him. Then my grandfather falls. So when my grandfather fell, like I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Do we grab him with a towel? So no, we didn't grab him with a towel. What he was having my grandmother do was drag him on the floor, mop the floor with him first, and then bring him to the stairs. No, I'm just kidding. Drag him out of the room, which she did already for me. So when I went to go get my boyfriend and be like, hurry up, he fell, blah blah blah, we gotta do this, I don't know, somehow she had already pulled him out the rest of the way. He can't really like move and position himself, so he was just like stuck there or whatever. And then so, however, my grandma is just like a super grandma, like straight up. My mom is a butthead too, so something happened to her too. Just saying, if you want to be a butthead to me and you looked at this painting, something bad is gonna happen to you. You say something bad about me, something bad's gonna happen. Just kidding. Maybe not. So I ended up dragging him to the back steps so he could get the leverage to pull himself up and put his heels on the step and have like some kind of like teeter-tottering type movement. So he was just really scared to go to the hospital and get checked on his freaking elbow that was all gashed up. So you know what happened next? Like I said, he's scared. He doesn't want to go to the hospital because he doesn't want to be admitted again, right? He doesn't want to go back to the crazy nursing home. So I tell them like probably later on, like, oh, I have some laundry to do. You don't have any laundry to do, right? Because I got a few loads. No, we don't have none. All right, awesome. I end up getting Starbucks oatmeal, right? Because I got a lot of laundry to do, so I gotta eat breakfast, you know, need the fuel. I just eat the pepitas. I just eaten the slivered almonds, so it's like pumpkin seeds and almonds. So tell me why, like, this has never ever happened to me before. The package, it looked like a rhombus, you know, so like it got heat press sealed at an angle, so I was like, what the heck? And also it was full of cranberries and that brown sugar stuff. I don't like the walnut and almond one. It feels so powdery and dry. I don't like that one, and it feels so like stale. It tastes like so stale when it's inside your oatmeal. Oh, I don't even get to eat my oatmeal. You know why? Because look at the spoon they gave me. Oh my gosh, this spoon looks like, there's just some people who are in this world that hate everybody and will do the most to benefit themselves, to tickle their negative energy and do things like lick their hand and touch a pole, you know what I'm saying? It looked like my plastic spoon was put back. It was like it was licked or in somebody else's mouth in the factory, and then it was put in the plastic things or whatever, however they heat press seal individually. It looks so disgusting. I think I just overlook a lot of things. I've seen so much stuff on the media, like drivers like putting their private parts on their freaking delivering food. Like, I don't even know, it's so disgusting. Like, but obviously those type of disgusting people, like, they get caught and stuff for reasons, because it's so disgusting and it's so inhumane and like so morally wrong. Like, you just get caught up, like you just do. And the longer it goes for how morally wrong you are, the worse amount of torture you're gonna get at the end. So continue touching BoxyCharm palettes. So then I get home and it's still really early. My grandmother ends up putting the load that I had in the dryer. She folds it, and I know most of you are like, oh, how nice. No, I don't want my grandma doing anything for me. I'm the one who's supposed to be doing things for her. Like, if she has like little tasks like her laundry, I'll let her do it. Older people, like, they need that workout. So if she's gonna go downstairs and she has a little laundry, you know, just to do a task or something, I'll let her do her task. So I don't see why she had to do my laundry. What she said was she wiped down the basement shelf. Okay, the basement is where we do a lot of painting, a lot of sawing, a lot of construction, artwork stuff. Okay, there's just like a lot of dust, you know, even though we have like the machine, like there's certain parts covered off for the sawdust reasons. Also, I don't know how clean or how dirty this basement shelf is. So she put like my sheets and my pillowcases and she put it on the shelf, and then she put whatever was in the washer in the dryer, which shouldn't have been in the dryer. A lot of my clothing, I like to hang it, and I don't know, and she put it in the dryer. I was so sad. I started crying. Like at that whole, like the whole week was already getting to me. Like, so then finally, like towards the end of the week, it was like really nice out. It was actually like 40s, and then it would get to like 78. So one day it would be really cold and one day it would be really warm. And then so on a really warm day, my grandmother and I, we were in and out of the front of the house, the back of the house. The window, the front window is a huge open window, like, so we had the blinds wide open because we were doing Halloween decorations and like just putting up scarecrows in the front and like spider web and pumpkins and decorating the window, cleaning and stuff. So I never had this problem before. I never had a package stolen. I never had a package say it was delivered and it wasn't. I never had any issues with any mail ever whatsoever. And it said, oh, your package was delivered. I was like, what? Where? We were here, we were in front. I was in the driveway. I never went inside, never. So that was like strike 2 for BoxyCharm. There's a strike 3 because that box finally eventually came. They only do it one time for you. So basically, if you never got your package or someone stole your package, you can only get this one more time. The FedEx worker could have like stole it. You have to go through the person who you're buying it from. FedEx can't do anything about it. So I was like, okay, well, if the FedEx driver knows that, then they could say that it was delivered and they could keep it for themselves, and that person just puts in like a notice that they never got their package. And basically they gave me, it looks like legit, right? When I opened it, all the items were like all over. So they were under the foam and on top of the foam. Like one thing was in between the foam, okay? So that was weird too. I have a sealed eyebrow pencil, okay? It was sealed, but the tube is empty. Clicking and clicking and clicking, there's no product in it. So my mom comes and I'm complaining about it. Basically, like, to not get my sister one, and because she's here with my sister, they're doing laundry now. She goes, oh, thanks for leaving your stuff in the way. I was like, what stuff? Again? So I call her my grandpa's name. I was like, what stuff? And she's looked at me like, oh, you know, your backpack and your laptop. I was like, whoa, my backpack and my laptop? Oh, and your BoxyCharm box. It was underneath the chair, like a chair that nobody uses that gets stuffed by the wall. It was on there. So she's like, yeah, I couldn't close and lock the window. First of all, you're doing it on the complete opposite side where you're giving yourself no room. Okay, you do it on the other side because the lock is like, it's like right here. You're doing it on the whole completely opposite side of the kitchen table where you gotta reach over a whole big giant plant. My grandfather tells me about my stuff downstairs. That's not even in his way. It's just being stacked up because that's him being irritated with me buying stuff, so my stuff's in the way, right? So then for her to like tell me about it was so like, oh my, it like hurt my stomach. Like, oh no, you did not just go there. You really took it there? And she's like, look what you made me do. You made me break all my nails because your stuff was right there. I couldn't lock the window. I was like, no, she didn't. I was just about to come in and say, so what bad luck have you been having these past 2 weeks? And boom, because you're already like saying mean stuff to me. Like, what? I never thought of this before ever. So like on YouTube they say what happens at 3 a.m. this happens at 3 a.m. blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, what happens at 6 a.m. is crazy. Last week on Monday, I don't know, it just like, it's really cold really early, right? So I'm driving on the expressway heading into the city, and there's like this truck, and on the back of the truck's window there is a U.S. Marines big sticker. And it was only then that he had to tell me, my boyfriend had to tell me that it's a U.S. Marines thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at that picture of the Exorcist face. Like, why would they have that on their truck? And he's like, what the heck are you talking about? I was like, look at the truck in front of us. Look at the exorcist face. He's like, that's a military stamp sticker. It's like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is. He's like, look. I was like, oh my god, dude, it looks like the exorcist chick. Like, it just looks like her scary face. And so I kind of like want to like edit something and like show you how my freaking mind works and how creepy and crazy it was to me. Like, I legit like seen her face, like, just, you know, like when it's like the art stamp and it's Michael Myers or like Jason or something, and it's just his face is white, and like you peel off the sticker and the holes of the eyes are there, but it's like you could just see like this white blank sticker is like, that's Jason right there. Well, that's how her face looked. I was like, oh my god, like that is so crazy. And I was like, oh whatever, I forgot about it. Usually I'm like really relaxed, really chill, and like I've just been listening to music, like barely even watching shows or watching any scary movies. Like, it's really rare, except for whatever gives on Freeform. I've just been like really chill. I told myself that I wasn't gonna celebrate Halloween because I just like seen another video that it's just like this Halloween is gonna be like really bad, really scary, and just like all the negative things that have been happening all year is just like gonna go in one big bang for Halloween, and I want to lock my doors and say a little prayer because I don't want to celebrate Halloween. I don't know. I've celebrated all types of Halloweens. I've dressed up. My mom makes all types of costumes. I dress up with my son. I make it a big thing. And I even, it's my busiest month for working. And it sometimes things don't work out. And so that's why I stopped face painting. I'm not really doing like special effects makeup. I just basically stopped because it's just, I don't want to celebrate it. The next day at 6 in the morning or whatever, we're waiting for him to clock in at 6:30, and we're just waiting there, and I was like, oh my god. I'm like looking straight ahead. I was like, tell me you see that face right there. And he's like, you're tripping, what are you talking about now? I was like, look at dude, tell me you see it. Do you want me to record it on your phone? And he's like, no. And I was like, you tell me how you don't want to believe in anything, but low-key you do. You already know. Like, God got my back, so you already know. So then I'm just gonna show you the video, and every single day now I was looking at 6 a.m. like twice, you know, and then I would forget about it, so I wouldn't look at it like after work or something like that. But then I remembered, I was like, oh yeah, like let me see, does it still look the same way it does at 6 in the morning with like in pitch dark? And it does look the same. It's so weird. It's like under like a little energy box, and it's just like it's the main light for the whole thing. I was like, there's a website for Riverside, and it shows who passed away in the homes, and it's so scary. So another reason why I wanted to start painting something, but I stopped doing Inktober. I started Inktober, and then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna paint, and then I just stopped all of it. So it was like Sketchtober to me, because I sketched these because I planned on putting ink to them, but I just didn't, you know? This was for bulk, so I drew a bulky Halloween creepy bag with real worms, a real finger, and a slimy eyeball. So yeah, anyways, I forgot to also tell you that I did see a form. So also, you don't want to just pay attention and give your energy to something that you don't know if it's real or not. So it kind of just wants you to lurk on it. So just be positive and keep your head up and just pay attention to you. So when I was driving, I looked at this old bench, and it's not a bus stop anymore. I don't know what made me give attention to it, but then I was just like kept driving. Kitty corner from it, it is a bus stop, right? A real bus stop. This figure was sitting at it, and it was so tall. It had a trench coat on, and it had like this weird scarf like this. You could barely see any eyes. It had like this weird like straw sun hat, nothing matched, and like it just looked so weird, and I just had to pay it like no mind. And that was just the end of like everything weird happening to me. And I just want to remain positive, and I want you to remain positive too, so nothing but blessings can come our way. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys. See you in the next one.
On your way out of the venue tonight, make sure you show your ticket stub in the door for half off all